Let's take up activity of the catalyst. By activity of the catalyst, we mean its capacity to increase the speed of chemical reaction. For example, hydrogen and oxygen do not react at room temperature, but in presence of catalyst, hydrogen and oxygen react explosively to form water. Next, we are taking selectivity of the catalyst. The selectivity of a catalyst is its ability to direct a reaction to yield a particular product. For example, starting with hydrogen and carbon monoxide and using different catalysts, we get different products. Carbon monoxide plus 3 hydrogen react in presence of nickel as a catalyst to form methane gas and water gas. Carbon monoxide reacts with 2 moles of hydrogen in presence of zinc oxide and chromium oxide as a catalyst to form methyl alcohol. Carbon monoxide reacts with hydrogen in the presence of copper as a catalyst to form formaldehyde. Next is enzyme catalysis. Numerous reactions that occur in the bodies of animals and plants to maintain the life processes are catalyzed by enzymes. The enzymes are thus termed as biochemical catalysts, and the phenomena is known as biochemical catalysis or enzyme catalysis. First example is inversion of sugar. Cane sugar on hydrolysis in the presence of invertase, which is an enzyme, changes to glucose and fructose. Conversion of glucose into ethyl alcohol can be carried out with the help of zymase, which is an enzyme. It acts as a catalyst, and carbon dioxide gas is evolved. Characteristic of enzyme catalysis: they are most efficient, highly specific in nature, and a particular enzyme will catalyze a particular biochemical reaction. And highly efficient means that they catalyze the reaction or increase the rate of reaction to million times. They are highly active under optimum temperature. Our body temperature is 37 degrees centigrade, at which the enzymes are most active. This is called optimum temperature. High active under optimum pH. Every enzyme acts at a specific pH. So they are highly specific in nature and they work only at optimum or particular pH. Mechanism of enzyme catalysis. Binding of an enzyme to the substrate to form an activated complex. Enzyme plus substrate forms enzyme substrate complex. The second step is decomposition of enzyme substrate complex, which is also called activated complex, to form the product. ES is enzyme substrate complex. It changes to product and enzyme is regenerated. Next, we are going to take up type of catalyst. Catalysts are divided into 4 types. First, positive catalyst. Second, negative catalyst. Third, auto catalyst. Fourth, induced catalyst. Positive catalysts are those substances which increase the rate of reaction and by decreasing the energy of activation for the reaction. For example, potassium chlorate decomposes to form potassium chloride and oxygen gas. Here MnO2 solid acts as a catalyst which increases the rate of decomposition, and this decomposition reaction can be carried out at lower temperature by using MnO2 as a catalyst. Nitrogen and hydrogen react to form ammonia in the presence of iron solid as a catalyst which increases the rate of reaction. Negative catalysts are those substances which decreases the rate of reaction. They are also called inhibitor and they increase the activation energy for the reaction. For example, sodium sulfite on oxidation give sodium sulfate. Here ethyl alcohol decreases the rate of oxidation. Similarly, benzaldehyde on oxidation gives benzoic acid. But in the presence of diphenylamine, the rate of reaction slows down. That is, diphenylamine is acting as a negative catalyst. Next, we are taking autocatalyst. When one of the products of the reaction begins to act as a catalyst, it is called autocatalyst. For example, in the initial stages of the reaction is slow, but as soon as the product come into existence, the rate of reaction increases. For example, the ester hydrolysis, hydrolysis of ethyl acetate in the presence of HN is catalyzed and it forms acetic acid and ethyl alcohol. In the beginning, we don't have any acetic acid, but once the acetic acid is formed, it ionizes into acetate ion and HN and catalyzes the chemical reaction. It acts as an autocatalyst. Similarly, in the titration of oxalic acid versus KMnO4 is a slow reaction in the beginning. But once Mn plus 2 is formed as a product, it catalyzes the chemical reaction and acts as autocatalyst. Next, we have induced catalyst. When a chemical reaction enhances the rate of another chemical reaction, it is called induced catalysis. For example, sodium arsenide solution is not oxidized by air. If, however, air is passed through a mixture of sodium arsenide and sodium sulfite, both of them undergo simultaneous oxidation. So the oxidation of sodium sulfite thus influences the oxidation of sodium arsenide. This is the reaction showing oxidation of sodium sulfite, which on oxidation with half mole of oxygen changes to sodium sulfate, and sodium arsenide in presence of half mole of oxygen changes to sodium arsenate. Promoters. Those substances which do not themselves act as a catalyst but their presence increases the activity of catalyst are called catalytic promoters or catalyst for catalyst. For example, in Haber's process for synthesis of ammonia, iron is a catalyst while molybdenum acts as a promoter. The promoter increases the activity of catalyst by increasing the surface area of the catalyst. Nitrogen plus hydrogen gives you ammonia. Here iron is acting as a catalyst and molybdenum is acting as promoter. Catalytic poison. They are opposite of promoters. The substance whose presence decreases or destroy the activity of catalyst are called catalytic poison. For example, carbon monoxide or H2S acts as a poison for iron catalyst in the Haber's process for manufacture of ammonia. Similarly, arsenic oxide acts as a poison for platinum asbestos in the contact process for manufacture of sulfuric acid. Inhibitors. Those substances which retard the rate of chemical reaction are known as inhibitors. For example, phosphoric acid, glycerol, or acetamide, or even acetanilide decreases the rate of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. General characteristics of catalyst. A catalyst remains unchanged in mass and chemical composition but only changes in its physical state. Second point, only a very small amount of catalyst is sufficient to catalyze a reaction. A catalyst does not initiate a reaction and does not control a chemical reaction. Particularly, it does not initiate a reaction whose delta G is positive, that is, the reaction which is thermodynamically not feasible. For example, copper plus water reaction will never take place because copper is less reactive than hydrogen and it cannot displace hydrogen from water. Here delta G is positive, this reaction cannot be carried out by using any of the catalyst. When the catalyst is a solid, it is usually more efficient when used in finely divided form. Reason is, in finely divided form, it has got more surface area and therefore more extent of absorption takes place and it catalyzes to more extent. Generally, catalyst does not change the nature of product. Here we are talking about a particular catalyst. They don't change the product of the reaction remains the same, only they increase the rate of reaction. A catalyst does not change the equilibrium state or equilibrium constant of a reversible reaction, but helps to achieve the equilibrium state or position of equilibrium rapidly. The reason is it increases the rate of forward as well as backward reaction equally. The catalyst generally specific in nature. In a particular reaction, a particular catalyst is the most suitable. It does not change free energy, enthalpy, entropy, and equilibrium constant K of the chemical reaction. This is the graph which shows a reversible reaction, and when no catalyst was used, equilibrium has got a position which is shown on your right hand side. In the presence of catalyst, the equilibrium changes and it comes to your left hand side shown by dotted line. So it has changed the position of equilibrium in the reversible reaction. Now we are going to take up questions based on surface chemistry. The first question is, the number of phases present in colloidal solutions are 2, 4, 3 or 1. The correct answer is 1. The number of phases, 1 means the first part is the correct answer. That means that there are number of phases present in colloidal solutions are 2. Butter is a colloid formed when fat is dispersed in fat, or fat is dispersed in water, or water is dispersed in fat, or suspension of casein in water. Casein is the protein present in the milk. Correct answer is third part, water is dispersed in fat. Third question, lyophobic colloids are. reversible, irreversible, water loving, solvent hating. The correct answer is irreversible. When freshly precipitated ferric hydroxide is boiled with water in the presence of few drops of dilute HCl, a hydrated ferric oxide sol is obtained. This method is known as dialysis, peptization, ultrafiltration, or electrodispersion. The correct answer is peptization. Question 5. Greater the valency, higher is the coagulating power of the ion. This rule was introduced by Hardy-Schulze, Graham, Coastal and Louis Faraday. The correct answer is Hardy-Schulze. Sixth question. The capacity of an ion to coagulate a colloidal solution depends upon its shape, the amount of its charge, the sign of the charge, both the amount and sign of the charge. The correct answer is fourth part, both the amount and the sign of the charge. Question 7. In which of the following process a catalyst is not used? Haber's process, Dickens process, Solvay's process, and lead chamber process. Correct answer is Solvay's process. In Solvay's process, no catalyst is used. Question 8. On addition of 1 ml solution of 10% NaCl to 10 ml of gold sol in presence of 0.025 gram of starch, the coagulation is just prevented. The gold number of starch is 25, 2.5, 0.25 or 0.025. The correct answer is 25. How do we do it? The grams are given, multiplied with 1000, you will get in milligram, and that is the gold number. The number of milligrams required to coagulate a colloidal solution by addition of 1 ml solution of 10% NaCl to 10 ml of red gold sol to prevent its coagulation. All colloidal solutions show very high osmotic pressure, low osmotic pressure, no osmotic pressure. Correct answer is low osmotic pressure. The reason is their molecular weight is high, and because molecular weight is inversely proportional to osmotic pressure, that is why all colligative properties including osmotic pressure will be low in case of colloidal solution. Which of the following is associated colloids? Soaps, detergents, both, or KCl? The correct answer is both. Soaps and detergents both are associated colloids.